What is up, everybody?
Podcast. Talking about bullshit and other things.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. And this is stuff that really ticks me off.
I'm like, good riddance, I'm out of here. So I go out to my car, which, is fine. And I'm looking at my receipt. I'm like, okay, yeah, so this lines up, this lines up, this lines up. And one of the things they're supposed to do is replace the rear windshield wiper. And I look back behind me to reverse, and I see that it's literally still broken. So I stomp in and I'm basically like, yeah, I was looking at my receipt and I noticed that I paid for this and it wasn't done. He's like, oh, yeah. So sorry about that. Sometimes it's a 5 to 10 minute task, and sometimes those are the ones that get missed. And I'm like, you do understand, if you cannot do the easy things, what makes me trust you enough to do the hard things? Because the windshield wiper is an easy thing for me to be able to see was not changed. I'm like, what else did you not do that I paid for that I just won't be able to tell because I don't know car stuff at all,
See, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Why is it that a lot of dudes, or just mechanics in general, will screw over a lot of people who don't know car stuff? They'll be like, oh yeah, we didn't have time to fix your window wiper. You can do it yourself. But there's a lot of people out there that do not know car stuff. They don't know how to check their oil, change their tires, whatever. It's the same thing with people not knowing computers. Some people don't know you got to do a diagnostic test on the computer to get the computer working right and being okay. But a lot of these dummies, like she's saying, she didn't know that maybe there's other things wrong. So she clearly looked in her mirror and said, my window wiper in the back of her SUV is broken. And she goes in and says, yo, my window wiper is broken still. Can you fix it? And the mechanic's looking at her saying, no, my guy, it's a 5 to 10 minute fix, but I'm not going to fix it. And she's like, but I paid for it. And they're like, yeah, but we didn't have time. What in the blue hell? You're not going to fix something that I paid for. That's absolutely not right. You're giving me my money back because I ain't paying for shit that never went repaired. That's a lot of people do that. They'll be like, oh yeah, my dad one time, he went to this 5-minute oil change place. They actually changed the oil, right? But they did not put new oil in. So he gets down the road and he has a light flashing on. He goes back and goes, yo, why is there a light flashing on that says, check your oil? And when he gets there, they go and put it on the lift, check his oil, and go, sir, do you know you don't have oil in your car? And he goes, dummy, I just got an oil change here 10 minutes ago. What are you talking about? And they go, oh, we didn't know you wanted us to put new oil in. And you're a mechanic? That's why these 5-minute oil changes or 10-minute oil changes, these places are scammers. It's they don't know what they're talking about. There was a time my dad went in to get new brakes done on his car, right? And you're thinking, oh, new brakes, new rotors, right? What happened was they didn't even put the new rotors and new brakes back on the car. They actually put the old brakes on the car. So when my dad was driving over mountain roads that have twisties, he actually went around the curve and his brakes were... And he goes, what the hell? That's weird that my brakes would still be squealing and I'm putting pressure on them and they're not really stopping, right? So my dad goes to another body shop that he trusts. The only reason he didn't go to Body Shop A is because Body Shop A was closed, and he went to Body Shop B because it was a local shop, and he said maybe they'll do a good job. So he goes to Body Shop A, and they go, yo, your brakes are messed up. And he goes, but I had them replaced. He goes, come out here. And they look at they take his tire off, look at the brakes, and there's a note that says, do not reuse these brakes. And they left them on the car, so my dad can go down back to the old body shop that he got his brakes done, and he goes down there and goes, what the fuck is this? You're trying to tell me you put new brakes on my car that I clearly paid for, but you have a note taped to the brakes that says, don't use, unsafe. Your dumbass puts them back on, and they go, but you didn't say you wanted us to replace him. You just said you wanted to check him. He goes, are you a dumbass? I drive over a mountain that's like 2,000 feet up. You want me to tap my brakes and slide off the mountain and kill myself? And the manager comes out and says, sorry, we'll put him on for you. And he goes, no, I'm going to shop A where they're going to do them and do them properly like a real person, a real mechanic, someone who gives a shit about their job. Y'all should be fired. Y'all should be shut down. Y'all suck. How the hell you become a mechanic? You just some bozo who goes, well, I think I know how to work on a car. That's like my ass going up and saying, hey, I know how to wire a house. I know how to wire your apartment complex when I don't know shit about it. Shut your ass up and do your job. That's the problem with these mechanics nowadays. It's very hard to find a legitimate mechanic who knows what they're doing, who loves what they're doing, and does it because it's their passion. It's hard to find that in doctors, in veterinarians, in computer technicians. It's hard to find that in people nowadays. People just don't give a shit. They're just there for the paycheck. They don't care if someone dies along the way. They just go, sorry, you didn't tell us you wanted your oil changed. Like this girl, you didn't really explain to us you wanted your wiper fixed, but we're going to charge you for your wiper. So we're going to get back into what she was saying, because that's crazy what she was going on about.
So bad about getting on here to rant and to rave to a bunch of people. It's just like I have to get it out, you know, because I feel better once I've said it. It is what it is, but like.
So like I said, it makes no sense that they did that to her. But a lot of mechanics do that shit. Like she said, which makes totally sense. If you can't change my rear window wiper, which is probably one of the easiest things to fix on a car, I don't trust you to do my oil, to change my fluids in my motor, to do anything. I don't basically even trust you to clean my windshield. Because if you can't do this, which you clearly said would take 5 to 10 minutes to fix, you're not going to be able to replace it because of your stupidity. Oh, well, it's a 10-minute job. That should be the first thing that's fixed is the window wiper. You just swap it out. You just swipe it out, put the new one in, put it back down. It's done, and you walk out. Like she said, she is a normal, average female, and a lot of average females just don't understand car stuff. So just because she's an average female, don't take advantage of them. Because my dad also had a problem with another mechanic, which I'll rant about again. He takes it to a Firestone location, which they're not the best. And he drives a 2013 all-wheel drive Nissan Rogue base model. Not an off-road machine, not something with an off-road package, not beefy 30-inch tires. He's not taking it off in the sand, in the dirt, going over rough terrain. They try to tell him that, the regular $300 brakes for front and back are going to be $750 because we can't put on the regular calipers and brake pads because your car cannot accept regular brake pads because you're an all-wheel drive vehicle and we have to put all-wheel drive vehicle type of parts on your car, which, to be honest, there's no such thing as an all-wheel drive brake for that vehicle. It's not an off-road machine. It's not a Toyota Tundra. It's not a Toyota Tacoma, Toyota 4Runner, TRD off-road package. Maybe they make them nowadays. Maybe some people might modify them, but who the hell takes a Nissan Rogue off-road? No one's taking a Nissan Rogue or a Honda CR-V off-road. So when people try to explain to you, like, because my dad's not mechanically inclined, they try to tell him, and he did end up paying for the money, but those people are scumbags. You're taking money out of people's pocket who do not deserve it. Stop being a scumbag mechanic and do your job. Actually say, hey, it's $350 for these brake pads for all of them because they're the good brand, and make them pay that. Don't go, well, sorry, they're all-wheel drive brakes. Because if my dad would have known that, he would go, there's no such thing as all-wheel drive brakes, dumbass. I know what it is. But my dad's 74 years old, so he's not really knowledgeable to jump on his phone and go, hey, Nissan Rogue all-wheel drive brakes. And if nothing pops up, then you know they're scamming you. Stop being scammers and stop being dummies and do your job. I'm so sick and tired of people abusing people, using people, and making people who don't know what they're talking about seem like they know what they're talking about. Just like when I go to Best Buy and my dad bought a monitor for his computer, the dumbass behind the counter goes, "Oh, you're going to need an HDMI cord for your computer because it doesn't come with one for the monitor." And I was like, "So the Samsung monitor doesn't come with the natural cable that plugs into the computer?" And he goes, "No, but you're going to have to buy this $50 gold cable that allows you to stream HD and 4K video through Netflix and YouTube." And I said, "Oh, what if I have like a $5 cable I got off Amazon?" He goes, "Sir, $5 cable only does standard definition video. There's no way that cable is going to run HD quality video." And he goes, "Even if you try, it's going to be fuzzy and blocky and choppy." And I looked at him and go, "Yo, you're kidding me, right? I know technology. You're kidding me, right? My $5," and I told my dad, I was like, "Look, my $5 cheap cable that I got off of Amazon allows me to watch 8K video on YouTube. It allows me to watch Netflix in 4K. Stop lying to people, dummy. Stop it. Knock it off. You're abusing your so-called knowledge to make a buck. People are struggling out here, and you're taking advantage of the older population." So my dad was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, just take your just take your monitor home and take it out the box, and it'll probably have the HDMI cable." And what? Boom, bada bang! It had an HDMI cable. He unplugged it, plugged it into his computer, and he goes, "It works." Duh. And I said, "Dad, they're just trying to jack you for your money." And he looked at me and goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, they're trying to take advantage of you because you're an old man and they know you're not technology savvy, so that you don't know what you're talking about, so they want to abuse you for all rights. Knock it off." Just like I said in the beginning, that girl got abused. My dad's got abused. You know you got to stand up for yourself, and you got to tell them, "I'm not buying your $50 HDMI cable that's gold. There's no difference between a gold one and a pink one. There's no difference. They do the same shit. Stop it and knock it off." At the end of the day, I'm your boy Trevor, back with another one. I'm just so sick and tired of people getting used and abused and taken advantage of. Know what you want, know what you need, and just stop with the bullshit. That's all I gotta say. These people out here need to stop with the bullshit of, "Oh, hey, you drive a Suzuki motorcycle, right? And you want to get brakes, and let's say the brakes are $100 for the brakes." I don't know what motorcycle brakes are, and they go, "Yeah, but you drive a Suzuki. It's more of a race bike, so you're going to have to buy these $800 brakes because regular brakes that you can get for any other motorcycle wouldn't work because those aren't race bikes. This is stupid ass. There's normal brakes. There's not like off-road brakes for cars and off-road stuff. If you're driving a Honda Civic, there's no Honda Civic off-road brakes or Honda CR-V off-road brakes because the vehicle's all-wheel drive. Knock it off." That's the stupid things that people say. And I'm like, do you really feel good at the end of the day that you took a elderly person's money because you scammed them for no apparent reason, and you feel good at the end of the day? "Hey, mom. Hey, husband. Hey, wife. I jacked this elderly person for $400. What'd you do?" "I told them to get a off-road set of brakes when there's no such thing. I told them in the beginning it's $400, and they were okay with that. But then I bumped it up to $700 to make the company a little bit more money." You dumbass. That $700 is hurting that old person. They probably don't have the money to put on their credit card. But your dumbass is like, "We'll charge him $800. Are you sick? You guys are sick in the head. I like the old days where people would tell it like it is, and people you could trust. You could find somebody that you could trust. They would work on your vehicle. You could trust them. They're not working for a big-ass corporation, and they're not just there to scam people out of money. But hey, it is what it is. It's your boy Trevor back with another one, baby.